Good morning, traders. Welcome to the TMT Stock Market Strategy video for Tuesday, April 18th. Guys, we had a nice little move from the lows from Thursday's sell-off at the end of the day. Markets turned around, renowned strength. Looks like the markets are possibly ready to start a new leg and final leg of this big bull market run that we had since 2009. We're not ready yet. It's not there. We need more evidence. We need price to tell us what's going on. Until then, we will follow our support resistance areas. But I wanted to show you that we're getting close, and we could be possibly looking at a completion of this pullback. Now, we need evidence today to take out yesterday's high. If we can take that out on a closing basis, that means we'll have a follow through. Markets are telling us that we want to go higher, and then we start looking for pullbacks. Okay, let's get right to it, guys. I have a lot of stuff to show you today. We have our dollar UUP daily. You can see we're still within the bearish symmetry of lower lows and lower highs. We're still sitting in the 25.90 here. We really need to get that out. 26.15 needs to get taken out. And I'm showing this because many of you like to swing trade crude oil and gold. With the weakness in the dollar, that could help at least spark some renowned strength in gold and crude oil. These levels are valid for today's trade, and they have been for quite some time. ES. Okay, guys, ES daily. We had the sell-off. We hung in there pretty good. 23.18 is going to be that line in the sand. That'll get us to 2300 and then 2266. Okay, 23.18, 2300, 2266. That's going to be the big round lot number. And you know what? Let's do this. Let's put that. Let's put that right there. Here we go. Right there. We're going to put that 2300. And then, of course, the 23.1875. That's going to be right underneath that support. That held. So it's going to be interesting, to say the least. But we have upside resistance. Write them down. We still have momentum indicators rolling over, making lower lows and lower highs. So let's see where this goes, guys. And really, let's see where this goes today. Next is going to be show you on our Pro Trader Premier video. A lot of the subs made some decent money today. We had a little bit of resistance. We got taken out, and then sure enough, they rallied into the close. Now, to alleviate this, and I'm giving this to you, you subs, for the daily video, if you are active and you're looking to do more trading, then I would suggest that you upgrade your membership to the Pro Trader Premier video to get actionable intraday levels, guys, support resistance, of course, with patterns. So we had here, and this is what we talked about in the Pro Trader Premier video, lower lows and lower highs. We had bearish symmetry. We alleviated that today, and we have to still take out this area right here at 23.44. Now, we closed above it, but really need to get this taken out. And 23.4675, that's going to be this swing low right here. That's going to be the big guy. We take that out, we start looking for pullbacks into this zone. Remember, this will go away, but you know that this was resistance, and what happens? It becomes support. So we look for pullbacks into the zone for higher prices, okay? Here's going to be your upside targets, okay? And you can see here, this is going to be a big cluster. It's going to be a big area of resistance, but why not? We got plenty of room to ride this baby. Longs, we get our confirmation, okay? That's going to be a bigger area there, okay? All right, NQ Daily held up very well. These areas are valid for today's trade. Again, the low 53.3664. That's the lower end of the TMT price channels, and then of course this uptrend line of 53.20. Okay, and you can still see here momentum indicators are still pointing lower. So we still need a lot of work to alleviate this downside that we've been having for the last couple of weeks. Okay, but if we start to alleviate that downside pressure, then I believe my second scenario plays out, that we complete our pullback and we go higher. This will be the last and final wave, fifth wave completion of this big bull market run. We top and we head lower sometime July through October. Okay, it could even go in as far as 2018. We just don't know that at the moment. All right, but here's the pullback. Fill in the gap in crude oil. Let's see if we get a bull flag into the zone, into the TMT price channels, and then start to go higher again. I think it's going to be a tough trade at the moment. Crude oil is heavily manipulated by OPEC and the oil producing nations to keep oil above 50. Okay, so just keep that in mind when you're trading it. Intraday is a little different, but when you're holding on to crude oil, there's a lot of overnight headline risk too as well. Gold still holding in there, but starting to lose a little bit of momentum to me. I think I'd like to see a better pullback in gold. Remember GDX, I'll show that to you in a moment. Maybe we get into the zone. Look for a higher low from this main low here. If we can get that somewhere in here and then we go higher, that's the ticket that I'm looking for. Gold seasonality is weakness. It has weakness until June. So let's keep an eye on that. But I think we're going to get a nice little flush lower, okay? And then we look to scoop up gold. I think gold starts a second wave bull market run. Same thing with silver, okay? Very similar chart. 1756 needs to get taken out to alleviate that we are going higher again. But again, guys, I'm looking for a pullback. I'm not touching gold, silver, or crude oil for that matter until we get a decent pullback, okay? Next is going to be GDX, and just to show you, it is bullish. It is above the neckline, but it is bullish, but we still need to take out 2580 right here. 2580, that alleviates, that confirms that this GDX is now done going down, done consolidating, and it's starting a new leg higher. That's what I want to see. These are all valid for today's trade. Okay? ZB, same thing. If gold goes lower, ZB bonds will go lower too. Risk off environment. If that does take place, today will be a good factor, and that'll confirm yesterday's price action. But if we pull back, I want to pull back into the zone. I want to hold up in the zone, and then we will look for a swing high takeout, and then we will look for the gap area of resistance right up in here to fill that gap. Now, overall, I'm going to be a better short seller up into this area here because I do think that bonds have completed its bull market run for the last 30 years, and price is headed low. But remember, we get a market to crash, if you will, and we don't know that. But if we do get a market to crash, bonds will just go higher. You know that, and maybe we get back up to way up in these areas. It's possible. TLT, same thing. Just watch that 200-day moving average of 125. Target's going to be, if you're getting long, guys, gap area resistance right here, 127.46 to 129.73. Okay, these areas are valid again for today's trade. Spiders ETF. Now we did have our symmetrical triangle, right? But look what happened. We needed 2 days to close below. It did not. It closed back up. This is negated. We're back into the triangle now. So what happens is I think we chop around a little bit more, get into the apex of the channel, and then bam. One way or the other. It doesn't really tell you which way. But remember, it is a continuation pattern. But way up in here, I'm going to let price really break out and then back test the trend line, whether it be to the upside and or to the downside, before I start looking to put more real money to work here. All right, these are your valid trades for today in the spiders. Transports didn't do so great. It is back into this upper end of this zone, but I'm telling you guys, if I'm getting the Q to go long, I need the transports and the Russell. These are valid, by the way, for today's trade. And look at the Russell. Russell did absolutely nothing. Well, I shouldn't say nothing, but not leading as well as the transport. So two leaders not leading, and we have the Dow and the S&P and the NASDAQ moving along. That to me is a big warning sign. Okay, now we could still have that going into June, July, and August, and the market continue to rally, and just no participation in the IWM and the transports. That could happen. So just keep that in mind. But we're still making lower lows and lower highs here. A lot of work to do in the IWM. Qs, last of the Qs, 132.04, 133.60, 129.68, line in the sand to the downside. That'll get you right to 124.57. Okay, but pay attention to the Apples, Google, Facebook, and Amazon. Those are going to be the big important factors in the Qs. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.